what you want to do. Like, don't let the fear of people judging you stop you from actually trying to pursue what you're passionate about. It's worse regretting than actually trying and then failing. So you never know what you will actually accomplish if you actually try, rather than be a fool for not trying at all.
My number one tip of all time is just to have fun. Because it shows, you see, if you have fun and you love what you do, whatever that may be, right? Content creation or drawing or whatever it is, if you have fun, it shows, and you truly give it your all, your 100 and 1,000, 1,000,000%, and that gives you excellence at the end of the day.
Hello everyone, welcome to Creato Podcast Create Together. I'm your host and my name is Alex. Every 1 to 2 weeks, we talk to amazing content creators about their journeys in content creation and their stories behind. From how they started creating content and how they fell in love with it, to any challenges along the way and tips to fellow creators and audience. We simply love having conversations with creators. Without further ado, let's introduce our guest of the day. And today, we do things a little bit different because we have more than one guest actually. And then we have Amelyn and Dan from Singapore. Hello, both of you. How are you guys?
Hi everybody, we're good. How are you, Alex?
Good. You guys look so energetic and happy over there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we just eased up restrictions from the pandemic, so we're very happy.
Oh my god, we're also jealous from this side, and then we're still yeah. Okay, so I'll quickly introduce both of them. So they are lifestyle and travel content creators from Singapore. They have been quite famous on social media channels and also their video channels as well. So today I'm very honored to actually talk to them about anything about content creation, or even how they started it, and anything related to it. So every time we begin, we ask the guests to actually share with us, like, do they have any favorite snacks or drinks that they keep up with in content creation? So what do you guys have it for us today?
My favorite drink is lime juice, and the snack is Lay's chips. I'm quite an unhealthy kind of guy, so I'm really trying to cut down. Yeah, because I can't exercise as much right now. And for her, she loves churros.
I love churros,
Yeah.
and I actually love the Hong Kong Nai Cha. That's like one of my favorites.
Oh, do you? So the milk tea, you like the Hong Kong style milk tea, right? Like the Simat Lai Cha.
Yes.
Ah, cool.
I love that kind of tea.
She loves any kind of tea.
Yeah.
All the
Cool.
sweet stuff.
Right. I'll tell you a little bit secret. So we have one version. It's like the Hong Kong style milk tea, but with the dense milk. So have you tried? So next time when you try it, come by. Maybe just in Singapore, just order. They call it cha zhao. It's like the milk tea without the usual milk. So with the dense milk at the bottom instead. So that's actually kind of my favorite. So just a different kind of milk. Yeah.
It's super sweet.
But you don't have to stir it all the way. So if you just drink the top, maybe 70 to 80%, so you can kind of avoid the sweetest part. So that's the part I like. So yeah, just my personal favorite anyway. Yeah,
Okay.
but nice to know, like, you guys still love Hong Kong Lai Cha and then the lime juice as well. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, man. Okay, let's dive right into it. So would you mind to share with us how you guys started the content creation all together? We are interested to know about it, especially you two do it together quite often as well.
So for when we started would be like in 2014. We only took it seriously in 2016. So in 2014, I mean, just like everyone else, like everyone had an Instagram account, and then we just like posted regular photos with like the really crappy filters that Instagram provided. and then it was how we got started is after we graduated from college. We kind of didn't know what we want to do, so we just took a gap year and we just traveled, and we just posted like all our travel content online, and somehow it like garnered a following, and like travel companies and brands started reaching out to us. And yeah, so we just like, why not, let's just do this, and from then on we just never looked back.
Wow, awesome. Yeah.
I guess you could say it was kind of an accidental thing that we
Yeah.
kind of got into this whole
It wasn't
content
planned. It
creation
wasn't
business.
planned.
Yeah, no plan at all.
Yeah. So 2014 we started, and 2016 we took it seriously.
Right. So that was maybe trying out from 2014, and then you guys started it on a full-time scale, perhaps, and then
Yeah.
just a couple of years later. I
Yeah.
see. Cool. So was it like a mutual start? So you two started it together at the same time, or pretty much more or less, and then just kept on like until now.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty mutual. But all along, she has always been like interested in traveling and stuff like that because she's quite well traveled since young. But I myself, I haven't really exited Singapore to like, to the age of.
So he met me.
Till I met her in the world, and that was really really incredible. It really opened my mind because like Singapore is such a small country, and the world is just so huge out there. There's so much exposure, so much beauty for one to experience. So I kind of hopped along, and then it was a really really cool journey, very unexpected, I would say.
So am I right to say your first trip was with Amelyn? Since you two met up, was it correct?
Yeah, somewhat. I had some trips with my family when I was really, really young, but it's just like you can't really remember much because you're so young. So like my really memorable trip was to Bangkok with her actually.
His first time.
Yeah, my first time. 8 days in Bangkok, and then it was just like luxury,
He was
food.
like taking compact camera. Back then, it was like we were not using any DSLR. He was taking his compact camera and like taking photos of every single thing, like from the train station to the wires of the street. He was
Yeah.
just so fascinated.
Literally taking pictures of everything.
He went like full on tourist mode.
Yeah.
Because that was the first trip with you as well, I'm sure, and that's why
Yeah.
like taking lots of photos. Yeah, cool. And I also know you guys are GoPro ambassadors as well. And was it so? When did that start the partnership? Since was it 2016 or after?
It was actually 2018. We decided to take a trip to somewhere like special and somewhere that's not very well known. So we flew to Uzbekistan, and we were deciding like, let's just create a video entirely on the GoPro. And back then we were not ambassadors yet, but we had a GoPro, so we decided to just film our entire trip on the GoPro. So once Dan edited the entire video, we showed it to GoPro, and they were like, let's get you on board as our ambassadors to Singapore. And then we were like, okay, cool. So that's how it started.
Wow, awesome. So after you guys' first video with GoPro, and then they just invited you guys over
Yeah.
to collab with the brand. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
And so since at the beginning, maybe 2014, and then a couple of years later, how did you guys get the inspiration, like before you actually maybe make the videos or even do the shooting? Like where does that come from normally?
I think the inspiration usually stems from like movies or ads or animation, something that's a little bit more upbeat and uptake, because like on social media people like things fast, so, and for me, my background in my kind of work is always in all the animations, like animated movies and stuff like that. So I take a lot of timing and pacing references in regards to how you can build a story flow from those kind of animated movies. So I spend a lot of time, watching entertainment, YouTube videos, movies, TV series, and that's where I actually kind of learned all of the video making material from.
Cool. So it's like when you got a plan to go to this place and then do some shooting, you already have it in mind that, I'm going to do this, that, and blah, 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 because you got the reference or you just think of it from somewhere else and then, wow.
Yeah. So it's like when watching all these shows and references, right, I always pick out what I like.
Yeah.
And then before we head to the country or destination, we always have like a plan in mind, be it written or maybe in the back of my mind. We always know the flow, like this is kind of what we want to do. So the moment we reach the destination, we won't be panicking or like wasting time thinking about like, what should I do now? What should I do next? But it's more like it's pretty systematic in the sense that we know what to shoot now. We got this shot, okay, we can move on to the next shot, and then the next shot is going to complement this shot, and then we can create back to back like that. So everything is a smooth flow.
We do a lot of research before each trip, so we kind of have a rough idea of how the place looks like, so we can like dress accordingly to the location and make sure like everything is like a seamless flow.
Yeah, in that sense, how's the planning versus reality thing go when you are actually doing the shooting? Does that make maybe some surprise at times? Because it sounds like you guys are very well planned, and it should save us a lot of hassles, right, when you're on the spot.
Yeah, so we obviously like all these are like tourist spots, so we know that there will definitely be a huge crowd. So we always try to go before like the city wakes up. So we usually shoot at like 6 to 7 a.m. and then like 8 to 9, that's where like the crowd starts coming in. So at almost like all of the locations that we travel to, we always go before like the tourist starts coming in. So yeah, apart
Right.
from that, it's pretty similar. Like from our research, and in reality, it's almost identical. Just that there's like 100,000 people there.
Yeah. Cool. I see. Yeah, that sounds like one of the sacrifice that people don't normally see on you guys' social media channels, right? So you
Yeah.
guys choose to wake up earlier to avoid the crowd and then get the
Yeah.
best scene
Yeah.
whenever you can. And then cool, yeah. And between living in the moment when you're traveling, or maybe you're trying to shoot the things on a day, do you have a plan about, oh, once we get this done and then we can enjoy the moment and then just put down the camera, or you guys still try to get the best shot? Like, how do you balance these two? Because obviously you guys are together, and I'm sure you guys want to spend some like real moment with each other instead of maybe all the time just taking up the camera, right?
Yeah, in those moments, we really try to get the content
I'm so
that we
sorry.
want out
No,
first,
don't worry.
and to really make sure that we get the shots so that we can also enjoy the moment, you know. So I really understand, because sometimes, really at the beginning, for myself, I'm always very conflicted as well, because like companies and agencies are sending us to all these beautiful places for the very first time. And you know, at that moment, you're just like, oh my God, I just want to go on a holiday right now and just like play and enjoy myself. But at the back of your mind, you still got to get these shots. So I think over time, we kind of managed to blend both of it together, because after all, photography and videography is kind of our passion. So sometimes the work isn't really work anymore, and it's like all just fun, you know. So we kind of see it as fun. And after a certain point, there's like, it's almost completely the same thing, you know. We're just so immersed in the moment, be it just like being there itself, or even capturing those moments so that we can share it with others as well. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it's good that you guys manage it that way, so it doesn't feel like you guys are putting extra effort, right?
Yeah, but there are still times where we really just put the camera down and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I mean, everybody definitely has got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And so every time you guys go curate the content, how do you complement with each other between the you two? Like any differences or similarity between you two in terms of creating content, like, or maybe some disagreement, or how do you two manage it?
I think the two of us work pretty well and hand in hand, because I know like some creative, like when two creatives come together, they can have like like they butt heads, or like they don't agree. But for us, we managed to like work things out pretty well in terms of like working together for past 5 years. So for me, I do like the visualization and like planning, the admin, like for example, like getting the clients and editing the more casual style vlogs. As for Dan, he does the execution, the filming, the editing, cinematic style videos, and also getting us to the locations when we travel. So I plan like where to go, and then he's like GPS mode on,
Like the right hand man, you know. I think all in all, it's to work together smoothly and like efficiently. You got to have a lot of trust with each other, you know,
Yeah.
the mutual trust to know that the other person, your partner, can really get the job done as well. So
Yeah.
you just have to put that trust and faith there, and everything kind of blends along well properly. And also loads of communication, you know. You got to
Yeah.
discuss your ideas, you got to always talk it out. Like
Yeah.
if you want to do something, don't just silently go and do it, you know, because your partner doesn't know what you're thinking of and doesn't know how you're going to approach it.
Yeah.
But over time, we've been working together for like the
Yeah.
past 5 years. I think the chemistry is there, you know. It's like, oh
It's
yeah, I know
like,
she's gonna do
she's
that.
gonna do that.
Yeah, and like, okay, I'll do it. And automatically she's gonna do that, and then like
Yeah.
we just like edit together later on, and it becomes perfect.
So we kind of
Right.
like each of us, we kind of have roles. So it's like I know like my roles to do this, and he that. So we don't have to like, oh, you know, you have to do this. Like we don't have to remind each other because we already know that the roles are given and we kind of each have a responsibility to fulfill that.
Right. I'm enjoying it very much. Like, so just by hearing that, it's like you guys are talking about how you two, like, talk to each other beyond a beyond working level. So it's like how you guys talk to each other and sharing your mental models as well. So yeah, right. Very very perfect match, I would say. Other than a couple, working partners, and also content creator to each other. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Quite a bit of bold question. So when it comes to maybe some details in content creation or just anything in the planning, if you guys had a moment about not having the same view, who has the ultimate say? May I ask? just
Yeah, because like the content goes onto my page because we don't have a couple account. So it's like he has like his own like Live with Dan account and I have my own Amy Beverly account. So yeah, I kind of have the final say.
cool.
But we still try to make it work in a way that it's like we are both happy about it. Yeah, but I still get the final say.
Yeah, she does get the final say. But ultimately, it has always been her vision, you know, and her dream to create all this beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, very good role model of Dan. Yeah, we're all learning something, right?
When we were starting out, she was the one teaching me how to frame all these portraits, you know, like what's the good angle. You don't take shots top down like that. You make the person look shorter. You gotta take it go lower, have it straight on. Yeah, so I picked up a lot along the way, and we learned a lot together.
Yeah, I see. So
It's a learning journey.
yeah, so it's like one complementing each other's blind spot in a way.
Yeah.
Like just how to do things better, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. But of course, Amelyn has to say in the end. Yeah. Yep, Roger that. And yeah, and so how do you? Obviously, you guys have quite a bit of equipment as well, and
Both.
yeah, how do you? First of all, how did you decide what to bring along or what not to, and even on the scene, like what to use? Like, of course, you guys have a plan, but maybe sometimes you change your mind, right? I guess. Yeah. How do you manage that?
I think all in all, we kind of bring most of our gadgets along because all of our gadgets are actually quite compact and easy to travel with. Like we just have one main DSLR and we have the GoPro, which is like the compact go-to whenever in all sorts of situations where you know your DSLR just can't handle it. Let's say I got to take this running shot, you know, it has to be more immersive. There's more movement. The GoPro itself kind of acts like a gimbal with a camera on it, so we don't even use a gimbal at all. So we have the DSLR to cover like high-res shots, pictures. If you want bokeh, that blur, creamy, like quality image, that's when we use the DSLR. And then when we are moving about a lot more, or in challenging terrains, we will use the GoPro. And last but not least, we have the drone as well to capture aerial footage, to give like the entire film or video that we're trying to do a more variation of shots, you know. So it kind of collates all together to make it a lot better.
And then all the different lenses, and then we have the tripod. So yeah, so our most expensive thing our most expensive baggage when we travel will be our gadget bag. Because we are like
of course.
taking care of that with all our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And you
we
keep
are
it with
still
you.
people of traveling really light as possible because you know ultimately you want to travel, you want to have fun, and at the same time produce quality work. So that's why we carry these three go-to gear all the time.
I see.
Sony camera, GoPro, and a drone. That's all we use. But predominantly, we always shoot a lot of our content on the GoPro as well.
Yeah.
Especially if we're shooting videos out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easier and more feasible to use, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just going about, yeah.
And you're keeping them with you, right? Like when you get on the plane, you don't check it
of
and
course, of course.
everything you keep it with you. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So it's like you have like all the items, and then just whenever you need it, just take it out, and then because they are quite compact anyway, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's right.
Yeah. And a little bit digging deep, how about the battery management? You know, how many how do you allocate it? Like, because for example, the drone maybe one battery lasts 20 to 30 minutes, right? So, and do you use your mobile as the remote controls as well? So, how do you manage the battery like for the planning?
Do have spare batteries, that's for sure, and make sure they're all fully charged before the trip.
Right, that's right.
Definitely make sure all of your batteries are charged. So right now we have 2 batteries for our DSLR. For GoPro, we've got quite a couple of GoPro on hand. We got like 3 or 4 GoPros that we bring along each time, and I think we have about 4 to 6 batteries and a dual battery charger. So
Yeah.
you know, if one fails, you always have backup.
Backup, yeah.
And
Yep.
as for the drone, we are flying it risky. We only have 1 battery, but
Yeah.
you know, it seems to work. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, 20 minutes count.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'll really try and visualize the shot I need, fly it up there for like 5 to 10 minutes, take the shot, and then move on. So
Yeah.
you know, you still have like another 15 minutes more to fly.
And it really
Cool.
helps to know what you are filming instead of just like mindlessly filming. That would obviously suck up the battery. So we always like have a planned shot that we want in mind, so that when we actually film it, we are not like wasting the battery. We are just like filming to get the shot. Yeah, unless when it's vlogging, then there's a different story. That's when like all the spare batteries come in, because like when you're vlogging, you're actually like talking and like showing people the environment rather than like filming cinematic style videos. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where it all really goes hand in hand. When you have the things planned out, right, that also kind of allows you more space and time to play around at that moment, you know, so that, you know, suddenly, let's say, out of the blue, you thought of a shot and you can just execute it as well. Yeah, and you'll kind of fit in, you know. You gotta give space for some moment of surprise.
Yeah, you guys are very well planned. Yeah, yeah, awesome. Very impressed. Yeah, and so back to one of the early questions. Like you guys started doing content creation from 2014, and then switching to full time. And how comfortable, or like what's the turning point of making a decision from not yet a full time to a full time? Like, can you share with us a little bit? Because obviously that's quite a major decisions, right?
So there's like no definitive moment where we're like, okay, let's do this full time. It was more of like we just kept uploading all our travel stuff, and like um, we seem to like get by when there are a lot of projects. So we were more of like we are like spending all our time working on all these campaigns and projects, that it became a full-time thing, rather than like we were like, okay, let's do this full-time. So it was more of like the workload
Yeah.
that came, that made us like realize like we are actually already doing this full-time.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it worked for us, instead of like actually deciding that this is what we want to do full-time.
I
Yeah.
see. And so, obviously, when you when you have full of projects in hand, so as a full time role, any challenges or maybe pain points, I would say, as a content creator, you guys can share with us, like yeah.
I don't think it's so much of a challenge, but rather just that when we want to achieve a certain shot at the moment, sometimes like circumstances wouldn't allow you to achieve that shot. Let's say it's too crowded or you gotta wait. And I remember there was this one time where what's that white temple in Thailand, in Chiang Mai? Yeah, we waited like
3 hours.
Is it 3
I
hours?
think 3 hours.
Yeah, we waited so long just to get that one shot where the place kind of looks a little bit more empty, you know.
Okay, maybe not 3 hours.
I think it was like 1 hour.
Yeah, we waited like
1
an
hour or 1 hour
Yeah.
plus.
But we spent like 3 hours there.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's just like a lot of waiting. So I wouldn't really call it a challenge or so much of a struggle, because ultimately you kind of feel like you're still out there on a holiday, you're enjoying the best food. So
It's the art of patience.
yeah, it's not patience, you know, it's just, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Other challenges?
Maybe not so much to content creation, you know. It's more of like, since we are kind of like, we have our own schedule, we write our own day to day, how it's like. So when it comes to hanging out with like family and friends, like because they have full-time jobs and like they have to go to the office, so we are always on our own till like the weekends, where we can actually meet our friends. So that's kind of one of the things that we realize that we have to get used to, that along the week that it's always
Yeah.
two of us, and unless we have like other creative friends who have their own schedule, then that's cool, like we can actually meet on a weekday rather than just like meeting on the weekend all the time, because like to us weekend is like, yes, we can chill. Yeah, so we like kind of want to stay home and like just chill out rather than head out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually one of the upsides, right? So you can plan out your own schedules and then more flexibles as well, both of you. And
Yeah.
then cool, yeah. And so in terms of maybe some tips to um, new or coming up content creators, any words of wisdom you guys um, can share with us, like from your experience since the early days or until now?
Mm, I would say like literally just do what you want to do. Like don't let the fear of people judging you stop you from actually trying to pursue what you're passionate about, because I always feel like it's worse than it's worse regretting than actually trying and then failing. So you never know what you will actually accomplish if you actually try rather than be a fool for not trying at all. So I always like when sometimes some people say like, how do you start? I don't know what to post, and then I'll just tell them like post what you're passionate about, because when you're posting what you think people might want to see, like it actually shows in your work that like I don't feel like it's a genuine piece of work, or it actually shows, I feel. So I always tell people to actually post content that they truly believe in and they actually love and are passionate about. Yeah.
Yeah, and anything from Dan?
Uh, my number one tip of all time is just to have fun. Because it shows, you see, if you have fun and you love what you do, whatever that may be, right? Content creation or drawing or whatever it is, if you have fun, it shows, and you truly give it your all, your 100 and 1,000 1,000,000%, and that gives you excellence at the end of the day when
Yeah.
you have fun, because that's you're in the mood and the spirit to do something cool, do something cool that you're passionate about and that you believe in. And
Yeah.
once as an individual you believe in your own work or whatever you do, others will
Will believe.
believe in it as well, and they
Yeah.
will feel inspired.
Yeah.
But if you're always like trying, you're trying to do this or trying to do that, but you're not really into it,
Yeah.
then you shouldn't that's something that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so always have fun and be prepared.
Yeah.
Be
Right,
prepared
right.
for whatever that might come your way, as in the sense that be flexible, in the sense of like prepared and flexible and ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Is there a time where you guys spend quite a bit of effort and time to produce the content? When you release it, it doesn't turn out as much as you guys expect it to be, like from the audience side, like. And how do you make it better next time? Like, because maybe that's not something exactly that the audience like want to see, or maybe they have some opinions as well. How do you manage it?
So we realized that happened to us when Instagram Reels came about. So for us, like we didn't have Reels in Singapore for a long, long time, and it only started.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I know for
Yeah.
Hong Kong as well. I think you guys still don't have it, or do you have it?
We just started to have it maybe a month ago.
Oh
Yeah,
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 okay. Yeah, so we were like losing out in a way that, because we know the algorithm favors reels over like just like pictures. So for us, we could only post pictures, and then we realized like the engagement like drastically dropped from our previous years of like posting pictures. So that kind of like made us like not motivated to create anymore. Like it was like, is that not what the audience like anymore? But we just realized that it's actually not our work. It's more of like the algorithm not like pushing out
yeah.
photos instead of reels. So when reels started to came up, we were like, let's really try and get on with the whole reel thing. Yeah, so for us, that's really like a whole new ball game that we have to learn, because we are so used to creating like long videos, and now reels are just like 15-second videos,
Or
and
even
then
Yeah.
5 seconds.
yeah, so we're like, okay, another thing to learn for like what we're doing. Yeah.
Right, I see. Yeah. So you gotta stay up with the trends, right?
Yeah,
And yeah,
hard to keep
cool.
up with the trends.
That's a good point because it's actually not entirely you guys' problem, right? Like you guys, depending on the platform you use as well, and that actually affects how you and your audience get to engage. So with that in mind, you got to adapt to it and then reach out to your audience. Like again, because otherwise you kind of lose the exposure, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Cool.
So
And
that,
then
you can say that's another challenge then.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because it was new to Asia, right? Like it wasn't in Asia
Yeah.
for quite some time, and then
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. And do you guys get some always asked question that you guys would like to clarify right now? Like, what do you get asked most?
What gadgets we use, how do we start? That's the
Oh, we just covered that.
cover that, so that's great. Yeah, other
Yeah.
than that, it's just like how do we meet? That's the other common one. We met
Oh,
in
that's a good
school.
one.
We met
Yeah,
in school. We met in college, 10 years ago.
it was a fated meeting. She was transferred over to my class
Yeah,
after 2 weeks of school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Yeah. I see. And so, right now, still, we're in the pandemic, of course. And then, does that change the plans that you guys have in the coming year, or what are the big plans that you guys have that you guys can share with us for the maybe for the rest of this year?
Mm, so because we didn't get to do like a wedding shoot, like a wedding photo shoot, we really
Yeah.
wanted to like do that. So we are planning to do that this year, maybe in like Turkey with the hot air balloons or something, and we have a upcoming campaign in Saudi Arabia.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We didn't really plan as much because we've learned from last year that all our plans will be pushed to this year because the pandemic is like ever changing, and we just don't want to make too many plans and get disappointed.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
So
Yeah.
I think like our goal now is to be a little bit more flexible and adaptable to the situation.
Yeah.
Whatever comes along our way, we just try to make the best use out of it. Like
Right.
during the pandemic, she started her own store, her own business, which is doing really, really well. So
It's just
yeah.
a little passion project.
Yeah. Would you like to tell us a bit about it? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, cause like I have a huge love for Disney, so I created like a brand.
Wow. Wow.
So I
Dream
created
Dust Club.
I created a brand that like I kind of want to show people that not really show people, but create like merchandise that actually shows my love for Disney, but obviously like being safe with like the whole copyright issues and stuff. So yeah, so I just tried to get inspiration from like the Disney parks and like make it into like merchandise that people can purchase. So that's what I did over the pandemic, and it's now like a
Full-fledged business.
Yeah.
Full-fledged store.
yeah, it's more like my side hustle.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the reach of it was so good. Like on the first day when she first announced the opening of orders, like it was totally sold out. One of the bags, the eco bags that she was selling, was completely sold out after about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really
So
thankful
that was
for
so
like my
incredible. We were
supporters.
like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's sold out.
Awesome. So for those who are listening, if you're Disney fans or even you're not, just please go to Amelyn's shops to go and have a look, and then even if it's not for yourself, maybe for your friends and families as well, right? Because there must be one Disney friends nearby. And cool. And yeah, so coming up to almost the end, do you guys have anything to say to your audience, to your fans? Yeah, just maybe for things that are coming up later on, and then or just maybe recently. Yeah.
Okay, so we pretty much said like what we wanted to say about like going ahead and just do what you're passionate about. So we'll leave that as that. But we're going to Thailand tomorrow, so we're very excited.
Oh, nice. Oh my God.
Purely holiday, so we are really, really excited. Like no work.
Yeah, no work, just ease out and chillax.
Yeah.
When did you guys plan for it? Like, as soon as you guys knew the lockdown release or?
Not really. So we planned it about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was
it's
an impromptu decision, I think.
Yeah. So
That's a wise decision, yeah.
yeah. So we're actually traveling with, I believe, like your upcoming speaker, Ron. We're actually going to Thailand with him and his wife. So he's already there. So we'll be meeting him there, and then we're just all gonna just chill.
Cool. Okay, we got that. We won't get in touch with him for another 2 weeks. Yeah, Roger that. And then yeah, awesome. Yeah, and cool. So so thank you, Dan and Amelyn today,
Thank you.
and for sharing your content creation journey with us. And so for those who have been listening, please check out Amelyn and Dan on YouTube, on Instagram, and also on the shops as well, online shops. Hope you guys have a very nice trip in Thailand, like probably the first trip after pandemic, I guess.
First one
Second trip.
was, to the US.
Oh, right. Okay. So the second trip after pandemic. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So have a nice trip, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
yes.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Create Together, a video podcast channel produced by Creato, a platform for content creators and fans to create content together. For more information and episodes about Creato Podcast Create Together, visit our website or subscribe to our show via YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.